Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie and I am back today with event video number 3 for Summer with the Masters. Just in case you are not familiar, stumbled into this video and are not sure what I am talking about, Summer with the Masters is a diamond painting community event that takes place in June and July. Very laid back, relaxed to fit with the kind of feeling of summer, and it celebrates essentially classic artwork. Old masters artwork is kind of the term you'll often see used. And I am here with another event check-in video. I have some prizes to give away and wanted to chat a little bit more about the kit that I worked on this year that was kind of my main, I guess, like tent pole kind of kit, whatever that phrase is. So we'll get into that in just a bit, but I did want to mention up front that this event is running to the end of July. And if you're wanting to enter for the grand prizes, which I will cover in a little bit, you just want to make sure that you have filled out the event entry form. Those grand prize winners are going to be announced after the event ends. So sometime in the first week of August is my goal. You want to make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on future event videos, whether it's Summer with the Masters or the very quickly approaching Drills and Chills, which is a fall and Halloween event. I also do a whole lot of other diamond painting content, so if you are a diamond painter and want to see more, I would love to have you here, especially if you like today's video and it kind of vibes with you. So, okay, Summer with the Masters. We have been working as a community on these different old masters pieces, and I've really enjoyed seeing you guys share your kits in various social media areas, like Discord, Facebook, Instagram, or not at all is fine. You've also talked about them in comment sections, which I've enjoyed every bit as much as well. And it's always interesting to see the different pieces that you guys find. I've really enjoyed this summer working on my annual John William Waterhouse piece. I went into the lore behind Lamia in my last event video, which you can find linked below if you want to hear the mythology behind this artwork. I thought it was a really interesting story that I actually wasn't too terribly familiar with before picking this artwork. And so I enjoyed diving into that with you guys last time. In today's video, the last event video was sort of centered around lore and doing kind of a story time, I guess. This one I thought would be more diamond painting centered and hopefully kind of a helpful in a different way kind of video. I thought I would do a start to finish review of this kit so that you can decide a couple of different things. If you like the company, based on my thoughts that I'm sharing, and also to give you some tips on ordering a custom, especially of an old master's piece, and maybe what could make that process more likely to go well and for you to get a kit that you're happy with in the end. So what I'm going to do is, full disclosure, I did record ahead of time without knowing how I was going to use the footage yet, the unboxing of this one. So if there's any like clunky wording or anything in there, that's why. I'm going to kind of just insert that footage here in a minute. And then I'll be back to actually share the review part with you guys, which is why you see it rolled up and completed here. I actually just completed this an hour ago. The timing ended up being perfect, I feel like. So I'm excited to reveal it to you guys. Before we dive into that though, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to extend my very earnest gratitude to our sponsors. The sponsors of Summer with the Masters are the reason that I'm able to do giveaways at all. And so thank you for the generosity of these sponsors. I appreciate you all so much. I will have our sponsor list linked below. It's a small group, but shops that I feel really good about recommending to you guys and would love for you to check out. There's a couple of discount codes and specific collections for this event if you'd like to check those out. So we have the Diamond Art Gallery, who has diamond paintings and is a newer shop that has been expanding and has a nice variety and range of artwork. And then we have Casey Ventures Co., who does really nice diamond painting accessories. I like their trays a lot and have had a great experience using those, and they're fun designs too. We have Diamond Art Studio UK, who I'm a longtime fan of. I think they have incredible customer service, and they have been branching into doing more old masters artwork, including some mini sets that you will see unboxed on my channel here soon. I'm excited to share those with you because it's a bit of a departure from a lot of the old masters kits you tend to see, which are usually larger and super confetti heavy. So there are other great options out there. And then we have Jada Gem Shop, who has been around basically since I started this event and was one of the first shops to do a lot of old masters artwork, and offers a wide range of diamond paintings, including even some hand-charted old masters kits, if that's a rendering style that you gravitate towards. So thank you so much to our sponsors. I'm excited to share with you guys, the event participants, in a little bit the giveaways that I have for this week, as well as what our grand prize giveaways are going to be. For now, though, I'm going to take you into the unboxing part of this video. I hope that you'll stick around for the unboxing and review part of this video and kind of see if it's helpful and what you think. I'll look forward to hearing your thoughts. So, okay, I'll find a good spot to go ahead and start the unboxing part here. All right, friends, I am really excited to open this up and get a look at my custom that came in from Evermoment for Summer with the Masters. In here is going to be Lamia by John William Waterhouse, and it has been a minute since I've gotten in an Evermoment kit. These purple tubes they've been using forever. The last time I think I ordered from them was for a cross-stitch conversion project, and yeah, they came in all these purple tubes. So we're gonna open this up and take a look, and I'll also try to explain a bit later the process of what ordering a custom from them can look like. I found the process to be pretty easy and painless, and they sent over some mock-ups that I'm gonna be really curious to see how well the mock-ups they sent sort of represented how this is actually going to look. So let's see, I think this is the end. You can kind of grab the lip of this here. Yep. And okay, we have a toolkit, some baggies, some washi, and then yeah, it's like stuck in there. Oh my gosh. I see confetti. I knew what I was getting into. But here we go. Okay, Old Masters. Wow, what does that smell? Man, those drills have a really, really strong, like, resin kind of odor. I haven't run into that in a while either. It's been a minute. Look, I am a girl that sometimes when I'm doing something new, it takes me a minute to I'm like, oh, this is different. Oh, this is different. So take my reactions here with a tiny grain of salt, okay? Okay. Toolkits, really quick. So you're going to get a basic toolkit from them. You get a pen and squishy. It looks like you got some tweezers, a couple of plates of wax. I see a cover minder, some multi-placers, and a MOSFA tray, a basic white tray. I'm not planning to really use this, honestly. And then some washi tape. If you're curious about how you can use washi tape with a diamond painting, I have a video that I will link to you for you below. And we have some baggies. These are the good ones. I'm totally going to save and use these because there's the spot here where you can write with a Sharpie and actually see what it says. So, oh, there you go. Every moment counts. How cute. All right, let's unroll this. This is the original artwork. And again, I knew what I was getting into with this. I really love this artwork, but I am definitely nervous about how this is actually going to look with drills down. So we will see. Okay, they give you some release paper. And yeah, man, those drills stink. My gosh. Okay, like even is that the ink from the paper? I don't know, you guys. Okay, here is the artwork that I sent them. And I ended up getting this in 50 by 70. I know this is going to be on the small side for this artwork. I know what I am getting into. You hear me talk about this a lot on my channel. If I know what I am getting myself into, my expectations can be set accordingly. So I am not going into this thinking that I'm going to have a clean and crisp render. I don't think I'm going to have oodles of detail in their faces. This is still the size point I decided to go with, and we're going to see. We're going to see how this goes. So 49 colors. We have a set of pre-cut sticker labels and the DMC code in the right-hand column. They tell you the quantity. Over 7,310 in this kit. Oh my gosh. And then lots of like browns. There's this 337 one, this dark brown, 14,000. It's these dark background colors. Again, I know what I'm getting into. Now I'm working on this. Right now I'm recording this as part of a kind of Filmapalooza, where I'm about to start a bunch of whips all at the same time. And I'm hoping that is going to help me a bit with this project where we're going to flip it over and look. But I'm anticipating very confetti heavy, lots of dark colors, something that I could see myself burning out on if I were only working on this kit with nothing else in between. So let's actually flip this over and see how accurate that guess seems to be. Okay, so that you really cannot make out much from the printing on the canvas. I am hoping that a big part of the culprit with this, like, yes, this is darker, but even this, I'm hoping those colors are going to be lighter than the symbols up here. We will look at the diamonds and see. Yeah, we'll have to see how this is going to turn out. I'm hoping that this is not going to be just a completely dark, shadowy mess, but again, I kind of knew a little bit what I was getting into with this artwork, but the mock-ups they sent me, it wasn't quite this like starkly dark. So we will see. I'm admittedly a little bit nervous looking at this. I hope that I will be proven wrong. Let's take a look at these canvas features, especially if you're not familiar with Evermoment. I have to caution you guys, if you are on Evermoments, if you're on like AliExpress looking at their shop, they do have some artwork that is unlicensed. And so I have only ever purchased either just straight materials from them or customs of public domain artwork like Old Masters specifically. But just caution you, if you are shopping from Evermoment, that you just try to be an educated shopper. So they put a color list and a thumbnail on either side. One is, depending on how you're working on it, one is like upside down. And then we've got, okay, they kind of oriented it this way. Like that's their branding is at the top, as if you're working on this like a landscape. So we've got Evermoment here. We've got the purple frame around the edges and then scalloped and poked edges. And they had this short lint, soft lint backing to them. I would say this is a thick plastic cover. That is very sticky poured glue. Like, give me my finger back, please. Yeah, super sticky poured glue. And then you'll find out our finished diamond painting has more details and gorgeous colors. Our professional designer spends more time making layouts. We check every layout for every single customer. Okay, well, we'll see. That sounded really I didn't mean that as sarcastic as that came out. I meant it genuinely. Well, I guess we'll see. Best rendering, resin stone, velvet canvas, no sliding glue, useful tool, only service integrity, eco. They're really responsive. I messaged them through AliExpress and I always had responses within like 12 hours. Obviously a time zone difference. I'm in the States, they're based out of China. So I wasn't expecting them to respond like, immediately, but they were pretty quick. Evermoment diamond painting, and that QR code will take you to their store. Now, looking up close at this, I'm gonna orient us back right side up. This is going to be confetti heavy for sure, but there's a little bit of what I call color blocking. I'll be able to multi-place some areas. I hope these drills are good. That heart symbol I'm pretty sure is 310. Please let those drills be good. Some confetti in her skin tones. This should be like a slightly pinkish brown. I'm hoping we'll see, like, because this is part of her dress. Now, this is a crop of the original artwork, if I haven't already mentioned that earlier in the video. I went with the crop because I thought maybe that would let me get just a little bit more detail. This is pure confetti. Yeah, this is a kit I'm going to be so grateful to be doing a little bit at a time. Some of you, I just know you're looking at this going, there's no way that confetti would kill me. But Old Masters artwork, I'm used to this kind of rendering style, and a lot of times it works. I've done a lot of John William Waterhouse pieces that have had this kind of pure confetti kind of thing going on, so we will see. Oh man, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous about this one, you guys. Okay, all right. I will say this was a little bit more expensive than I was maybe expecting. They had a coupon, but this was still for a custom. Okay, we're almost 70 centimeters that way, and then 50 this way. I want to say it was still around $90 after shipping, which I don't know. I'm torn about it, honestly. But I know that Evermoment has good materials, like the canvas and the drills. So I don't know. we'll see. Let's talk diamonds. So we have 2 big bags with packs of diamonds here, and like, yeah, you could see what the color palette situation is going to be here. How many bags of 3371? There's different sizes of bags. We have some bigger bags like this and some smaller bags like this. So let's take a look at some of these. Sometimes you will have, like, you might see 452 come in some of these smaller bags and then also in some bigger bags. So when you're kind of sorting out your diamonds to kit up, you will probably want to just pull them all out and make sure that you've gotten all the different sizes of bags for the different diamonds. Now, this, I did not have them add any special drills to. That I believe is an option. We have a bunch of this 938 dark brown color. You can have special drills added in. It will cost extra, if I remember correctly. Now, these, I bet, are some of her skin tones. Let's see. 951 is this symbol. Yeah, this is not even the lightest color of her skin tone. So that is reassuring that, like, that is going to be a little bit lighter than the symbols making it appear. Okay, that helps me feel a little bit better. And then this one is 3774. Looking at the legend here. This is, I think, one of the lightest colors in her skin tones. Like in the middle here, the highlight, like in her face too. That's, I think, one of the lightest colors. So that helps. Yeah. I'm not going to try to pull out all of these. I just kind of wanted to show you, like, let's look quality-wise. These are resin squares, and I feel like Evermoment's resin squares are pretty consistent in terms of size and shape. And you don't see a ton of trash. Like, you don't see a lot of diamonds with bits sticking off the ends. And so hopefully these are going to be good to work with. I would like to get out the 310 to look at, which I think they're all in here. These are kind of the ones we have smaller amounts of. Yeah, earth tones galore. This is honestly, a lot of old Masters kits are not color palettes you would normally see me gravitate towards, but I really like this artwork a lot. Here's our 310. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. That looks, from what I can tell, the camera's struggling almost as much as I am with that glare. These look good. I have seen a lot trashier 310. Actually, this doesn't look very trashy at all. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic that these are going to be good. Those look very promising. And I feel like that's part of, honestly, what you pay for from Evermoment is resin squares and what are supposed to be really good quality resin squares. So I'm hopeful. If I were to not have enough good drills, I know I could contact them to send out more. They're known for having pretty solid customer service. This 3371, this dark brown, we just have a ton of in this kit. Like, this is the one, I think we had 14,000 of that symbol on here. So, oh boy. Okay, well, and then we have a little bit of these lighter colors down in the mix over on this side. Some other shades of brown and ivory and peach and stuff. I truly, truly, truly love this artwork. As of the time of this filming, I have not thoroughly researched yet what the story behind this artwork is, but I always enjoy, as part of Summer with the Masters, sometimes diving into exploring the story behind this kind of artwork. And so I am hoping to do that, if I haven't already, when you're seeing this as part of Summer with the Masters. So I want to explore this a bit and see what is the story behind this. So that is the unboxing part of this video and taking a look at Lamia by John William Waterhouse from Evermoment. To be completely honest with you, I am recording this well ahead of the event even starting, and so I'm still deciding how I'm going to incorporate this video into the event. So I'm trying to leave it a little bit more open-ended and generic. So I'm going to end this particular part of the video here, and future Katie will get to decide where I'm taking it from here. But thank you for joining me for the unboxing part. I will be right back. And with that, Lamia is complete. So I have a lot of thoughts to share with you guys on this one. I have my paper logbook here, which is where I track the diamond paintings that I actually put drills down on and complete. And I write down things like stats. I track my start and end date. I like to rank kits in terms of confetti and enjoyment. I do need to go ahead and calculate the drill count on this one. I haven't done that yet. I'll get to that. I note if I use it for any events, and then what I loved, what was meh. A lot of it is subjective, keep that in mind. And then any other specific notes. So for example, this is actually, I cropped in on the original image to give myself a better shot at getting more detail without having to get a giant diamond painting. And I'm really glad that I did that. But this is a crop. And I also noted that I went with one of the smallest mock-ups that they gave me. They gave me four different size options for this one. And knowing what I was getting into, I decided to go with one of the smaller ones. I probably mentioned that in the unboxing part of this video, but frankly, I filmed that video a month and a half ago. I don't remember exactly what I talked about, and I did not have the chance to watch it before recording this video. I'm sorry, you guys. Anyway, so here's the image. Let me kind of move this out of the way so you can see more of it. So here is the, more of the image here. And I will say that there is some kind of sorcery that happens when you look at a really purely computer charted kit through a camera lens, whether you're taking a picture of it or you're seeing it on video like you are here. Somehow it brings the colors together and gives them more coherency and makes it look better than it actually is in person. That said, I have to reiterate, I'm probably gonna have said this a lot already, and I'm gonna try not to say it too much now, but I knew what I was getting into. I understood that I was getting into a highly confetti heavy kit with lots of computer rendering, and that particularly when you're looking at a lot of dark colors, sometimes there are limited options. For example, throughout this kit, I feel like there are some stark changes, some stark like kind of color shifts when you're going from, this is 310, just black, and then the darkest brown color they seem to have was 3371, which is this one right here. And that's a really kind of jarring color transition compared to some others, like over here, all the different shades of like ivory and pale peach and pale pink and stuff. This is a little bit more subtle in terms of color gradient, but then anytime we're going from 310 to 3371 or black to brown, which is in a lot of this kit, you can really see it up there, it is pretty muddy. It's really, really highly pixelated. It's hard, in my opinion, to tell that this is supposed to be a tree with some shading. The green there's just this one or two green colors that are kind of patchy throughout here. Their faces look better through the camera lens. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see more, like, hopefully this is going to give you a better sense of what they look like in person too. So there's that much. And if I zoom you in even further, yeah, his eye is it's a little scary, right? It's a little scary. There was this red color that in the original artwork, let me see if I could show you guys. There's red right here by like his armpit, but then there's like some red spots that ended up in his like mouth. And I decided not to rip them off to change them for this video, but like once I'm done, I might, because I just think it looks so out of place there. And that's computer renderings for you, is the way that it will sometimes read colors in this image is going to have odd, bright colors like that when you get up close, you go, why is it red? So there is that. Here's just some examples of like this background. You cannot tell what is going on in this background. Like you could barely tell when you zoom out that like this is a tree. Like if I go like this, it's like, okay, yeah, I guess I can kind of see a tree trunk with some shading. Their hair lacks a lot of definition. His hair just kind of blends right into the background a bit. Her hair is not as egregious, but it definitely still is. I was decently happy with how his armor came out, but there are a lot more shades of brown, and then this like muddy, like this 310 to 3371 was muddy as well. But I was decently happy with how the armor came out. I was maybe most happy and pleasantly surprised with how Lamia turned out. I thought that her skin, in my opinion, I think it turned out really well, actually. I love some of the color blending, and it's like they must have had just the right colors to work with this, or maybe someone touched it up. I don't really think Ever Moment does that, but it's possible. It's not perfect, but I thought it was surprisingly nice, given, especially compared to other parts of this artwork, honestly. And her face, in my opinion, it could have been worse. Like, her face actually, for the size point, I'm happy with it. So I know I can't resist you guys opening with talking about the rendering, because for me, the rendering is virtually always going to be what I care about the most. To me, it's one of the things that most sets companies apart from each other and also determines how much I'm actually going to like working on a kit. And so I'm of two minds in this one. For me, I am disappointed in parts of how this turned out, but I also am not totally surprised. I was hopeful, I was optimistic it was going to be not quite this dark in some spots, but honestly, like, if you look at this, I'm not surprised. Like, how else am I expecting a computer to grab this? I will say, well, okay, I have some tips to maybe make this better. I'm going to save it, though, until I kind of finish the review part of this. But things that I wish I would have done and things I would suggest for you guys, we'll get to that after I kind of cover the other things that I loved and didn't about this kit. So, subjective, the rendering. This one is going to be up to you guys to decide for yourself. For me, if this would have been from another company, it wasn't what I was expecting, I would have rated the enjoyment and overall feelings about this kit lower, but this is very close to what I expected. And so when it, the whole eyes wide open going into it, I was not surprised when I opened up a section. I'm like, okay, here's pure confetti. Here's a lot of dark colors. There's not a lot going on. So that meant that I was mostly okay with it, right? Now, let's talk about the more objective stuff. Let's talk about materials. I like this canvas material. This is great to diamond paint on. I have a black cat. Apparently I got a piece of washi tape on here. It's fine. But no, I like the canvas material a lot. It's nice and thick. It's laying flat great. I've rolled this up several times to tuck away when I've switched between projects. No complaints at all. The glue is super sticky. These drills are not going anywhere. Speaking of drills, the drill quality from Evermoment is good. It's really good. And they give you a ton of extra. There was so much 3371 in this kit you would have seen. Let me show you all those packets. I did not need to cut open all of them. Like, I have so much 3371 left. It's ridiculous. I feel like they especially go with on the darker colors, giving you plenty extra because they were a little bit trash prone, but not bad. Like, I mean, I'd put it up there with some of the other high quality diamond painting companies out there. Some trash, just not bad at all. No complaints about the symbols or the symbol clarity. They're pretty good about not giving you similar symbols. There were a couple that were a little similar. We had the dollar sign and the S, but the symbol clarity itself was very, very, very clear. I was never in danger of mixing those two up, truly. And no complaints about, the drill quality and the symbols. This bright red color, this was the one that was like the bright red in his ear and his chin and stuff. That's the one that I was like, this is so out of place in this kit. I probably am going to rip those off and just replace it with some, like, I don't know, darker browns or something. I don't know what I'll replace it with, but something, because it's bugging me. But there we are. I also personally felt like the process of getting a custom was really easy. I think it's debatable how user-friendly AliExpress is as an app. It's not super intuitive to be able to like find a specific store and then find where you go to like click the message button. But if you can get to the actual messaging of the store, then purely the back and forth with the shop was very easy. They were very quick to respond. Usually I was hearing back from them within like 24 to 48 hours. Maybe longer if I think there was one time I messaged them on a Friday and heard back on a Monday, which it's the weekend. Like, yeah, it's fine. They were quick to send me mock-ups. I had actually sent them 2 different artworks and requested mock-ups for both in a variety of sizes. And they were so nice and got back to me quickly with those. I was able to decide if I wanted to request any special drills. I decided not to. You would have to pay extra for that. And yeah, so I got mock-ups with a few different sizes, and then once you decide which one you want, you tell them, they tell you what listing to go to, and then you pick the size there that you decide to go with and buy it, and then they ship it. And I had it within a couple of weeks. It was pretty quick. And so that process was pretty painless. I don't really have any complaints about that. I've done a custom from them before. I've ordered cross-stitch conversion materials from them before. My experience with them has been very consistent, and I don't think they have any idea who I am. As far as, I don't think they know I have like a YouTube channel. I don't think AliExpress somehow is like, I think they just see like my random AliExpress username, which has nothing to do with like Diamonds and Washi or even my name. So hopefully that's representative of the experience you would have too. Now for the mess stuff, I mentioned some of the things like the weird red drills. I also honestly, the price point on this is kind of high for what you get. And if I had been planning further ahead, maybe I could have tried to get a custom from maybe somewhere else. But I want to say the price on this ended up being in the ballpark of $100 for a custom 50 by 70 computer render. That's, I feel like, more than, maybe it was 90. It was more than I was honestly expecting, but I was like, shoot, I kind of have locked myself into this personally. Like, this is where I've decided to get a custom, and I don't have time to get one elsewhere really. And I knew that the quality of the materials would be good. So there are other places you can get customs on AliExpress or on other websites that will be cheaper, but the materials can be a bit more of a gamble, especially the square drills. So this was a known quantity to me, and I liked that I at least got good materials, but it does make me cringe to spend that much for a computer rendered kit. Now, I'm going to take a minute just to share some suggestions if you were going to order like I did, how to maybe give yourself a better shot at getting a better finished product. And some basically things I wish I would have done differently. And I kind of realized too late. It was like after I'd started working on the kit, and I went, I could have edited this image before sending it over. I cropped it, but what I wish I would have done was I wish I would have gone in and tweaked played around with the brightness, the contrast, the saturation, the shadows, like all of those settings that you can just get in your native iPhone Photos app. If I would have tweaked those things, like upped the saturation a little bit, contrast I would kind of have to see, but like even use the sharpness a little bit more to give the computer program a better shot at like reading it and spitting out a cleaner image, brightening it up a little bit so that we didn't have just this mass of darkness over here, something that would help like their hair stand out a little bit, maybe have a little bit more color, and that makes sense going on back here. Getting this looking more gray and less brown in some of these areas. You know, there are things that I wish I would have done, and I would suggest trying out for yourself, because again, this is public domain artwork. You can fuss with it if you want to. You can crop it. You can mess with the lighting and stuff if you want to. I know that sometimes, like if you get a custom from Jaded Gem Shop and it's an old masters, she will often go ahead and go in, and before she even sends you mock-ups, she'll do tweaks to it to try to enhance the artwork or change it slightly so that it's more likely to come out well as a computer charted diamond painting. And so I just wish that I would have remembered to do that before ordering this kit, before sending this over to get those mock-ups. So that much is on me. I will say I feel like this is pretty accurate to the mock-ups that they sent me. And that has been my experience with them in the past, is usually it is pretty accurate. With the exception of, I don't remember this looking quite as bright red in there. I'll have to go back and look, but I don't remember it being quite so like red in your face. But overall, I did rank this one a 5 out of 10 for enjoyment. It's just middle of the road, you know? I knew what I was going to be, what this was going to feel like to diamond paint. But since I wasn't surprised, it was okay. But it was still not like 100% my preferred way to diamond paint. But it was fun to work on another John William Waterhouse piece to kind of add to my portfolio of pieces from this artist. And I really do love this original artwork, and it was fun to do like a lore dive and stuff on it. So yeah, there's things I liked about it, things I wish I would have done differently, and this I gotta leave up to you guys. I feel like most of you guys are like me in preferring hand-charted kits, but I also think some of you guys are like me in that when it comes to old masters, you're a little more flexible and a little bit more like, well, you know, computer charting and confetti can work. So this has got to be up to you if you're like, yeah, I want to go for this, or no, this is absolutely not for me. So that kind of concludes the review portion of this one. Now let's go ahead and talk about prizes. All right, let's sit down. Let's talk prizes. So for Summer with the Masters, I have had some prizes that I have been able to give away in these kind of throughout the event videos, thanks to the generosity of our sponsors. And then I also have some prizes to give away as grand prizes, if you will. So let me first talk a little bit about the prizes that I announced I was giving away for event video number 2. This is event video number 3. So these are going to be the winners from the last event video. And then we'll talk about round 3 giveaways and the grand prize giveaways. So round 2 giveaways. I have some winners to pop up on the screen for you guys, so make sure you take a look for some screenshots. To qualify for this round of giveaways for round 2, the last video, you just had to follow the instructions in the video, which involved leaving a comment with a certain keyword on it by a certain date, and then making sure you'd filled out the event entry form. I'm going to use a random comment picker to choose these winners and then verify that, they submitted their comment on time and I have everything in their form and everything. And then I will be contacting you in the next couple of weeks before the end of the event. By the end of the event is really my goal. This summer has been really, really busy. And so I am a little more behind than I would like to be. So rest assured though, you will get your prizes. I promise you will get your prizes. Anyway, so first step, I was giving away a $50 store credit from the Diamond Art Gallery, and the winner of this prize is going to be, take a look at the screen. Congratulations to you. Next up, I have a $10 gift card for KC Ventures, and here is this winner. Congratulations. And last, I have a Jaded Gem Shop Van Gogh kit to give away that is hand charted, and the winner of this prize is going to be, congratulations. Thank you to everyone for entering for our round 2 giveaways, and congrats to our 3 winners. I will be in touch by the email, through the email that you left on the event entry form. For event video number 3, which is this video, I have 3 prizes to give away. This week I have a $100 store credit for the Diamond Art Gallery, and I have 2 $10 gift cards for KC Ventures Co. If you would like to enter for this video's giveaways, there are 2 things that you need to do. One of them you've probably already done, which is to fill out the event entry form. You do not need to fill this out again if you have already done so earlier in the event, unless you've had a change of email address. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to leave a comment on this video letting me know if you typically prefer a more computer charted rendering style or a more hand charted rendering style, or somewhere in between, just what your personal preference is. Please do not include the words prize or giveaway in your comment. YouTube automatically filters those out to help avoid spammers, bots, all that good stuff. And you have until the end of this event to enter. So you have until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on, let's see, it's a Friday, yes? Friday, July 31st to enter for the round 3 giveaways. And I will have a wrap-up video going up in the first week or 2 of August where I will announce the round 3 winners of these 3 prizes. So good luck to everybody. I'll be using a random comment picker, much like these past 2 rounds of giveaways as well. Now, grand prizes. I have some amazing grand prizes to give away, and I am so genuinely thankful for our sponsors and blown away by their generosity. If you have not had the chance to check out these 4 shops, absolutely go and do so. They have some fantastic quality diamond paintings and accessories, and even if you're not looking to shop right this very moment, I recommend following their socials. That's a great way to stay up to date with their doing sales, future new releases, changes, like all that good stuff. It's also a free way to support a shop, so I always love if you guys are able to do that. So I'll try to have their socials and stuff linked below too. Okay, grand prizes. Let me tell you what I'm giving away and then how to enter for those. So first up, we have a £50 gift card to Diamond Art Studio UK. We have 2 $10 gift cards for KC Ventures Co. We have a Jaded Gem Shop $100 gift card, and we have a $300 store credit to the Diamond Art Gallery. So really amazingly generous donations from these shops. I have to say it again because I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, in order to enter for the grand prizes, I've decided to keep it really simple, you guys. I just need you to have filled out the event entry form. So if you haven't been participating in the regular kind of like weekly event video giveaways, but you want to enter for the grand prizes and haven't filled out the event entry form, please go ahead and do so. It'll be linked below, along with lots of other helpful event links. And this, like the round 3 giveaways, are going to stay open through July 31st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. The way that I'm going to draw these winners is I'm going to export all the names from the entry form into a spreadsheet. I'm going to go through and eliminate any duplicates. So if you filled out the form more than once, don't worry, you don't have to contact me to let me know. I'm going to cross-reference things like names, emails, all that to really make sure that we are avoiding any duplicates. So it's 1 entry per person, regardless of how many kits you've worked on. And each of these prizes will go to a different person. So we'll have multiple winners, and these winners will be announced in the event wrap-up video as well. So best of luck to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in on Summer with the Masters this year. On the off chance that you're here at the end of this video and you haven't joined in on the event and are wanting to possibly hop in, it is not too late. There's no new start and no finish required for this event. It truly is designed to just be a relaxed community celebration of this style of artwork, which particularly when this event started, just didn't have a lot of, there weren't a lot of kits in the diamond painting community even available that were in this genre. And it's such a huge variety of artwork that's available to choose from, along with it's really accessible in terms of you don't have to worry about licensing and getting artist permission, and you can get a custom or get a kit from a shop that's in your price range and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm so glad that there are so many shops now that offer a lot of old masters artwork. But yeah, it's been so fun to see how this event has grown over the years. That said, apparently I'm losing my voice. I feel the hoarseness coming on here, so I'm going to call it here. I look forward to seeing if you guys continue to share the projects you're working on. I'll have some social media options linked below that are completely optional, but if you like Discord, Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, I will have some of those linked below if you'd like to check any of them out. Yeah, feel free to keep sharing your projects there. I've really enjoyed it, and I know others have too, so yay. I hope you guys are having a great summer. If it is hot where you are like it is where I am right now, I hope you are staying cool. Enjoy the rest of your July and the rest of your summer with the Masters, and I will see you guys in the event wrap-up video in the 1st or 2nd week of August. Okay, remember to subscribe, leave a like if you like this video, all that good stuff, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.